Welcome to the Upturn community. My name is Josiane Fortin, and today I want to talk to you about common fears that multipotentialites have to face. So one of them is the imposter syndrome. So when you're doing many interests and passion at the same time, you might feel like you're not as good as someone who's doing just one thing. But I've found that to not be true because some people have only one passion, one thing, but then they don't invest themselves like 100% in them. And meanwhile, you might have three passions where you're going all in and you're putting a lot of effort in them. So you might end up doing much better than the other person whose heart is not really into it that much. And you shouldn't feel like you know less just because it's not your one true passion. You might have more potential than other people, so that's why you're able to run with more than one project at a time. That's why we call us multipotentialites. You have a lot of potential. Another fear is other people's opinion, because they might judge you because you change your mind, you switch from one project to the other. And honestly, other people's opinion has to do with them and has nothing to do with you. So some people tell me how they admire me for going for my goals, going for my dreams, and doing all these different things. And they ask me, I want to know, how do you do it? And other people, I guess, are jealous, or they just don't like what I do, or for whatever reason, and it's up to them. They are allowed to think that, and I just need to keep going, and you do too. Another thing is that you might experience guilt or shame because, especially if you're switching career, I hear that most often, that people like, well, my parents paid for this major, and I've only worked 5 years or 1 year in that field, and I'm already ready to move on, and you might feel guilt about that. But just think that everything that you've learned along the way is going to be useful for your life. You just might not know it yet. So money was not wasted and time was not wasted. You're just going into your life, and you can't feel guilt about pursuing your dreams. Then you might also fear of always being a beginner, always starting over. So obviously, if you're starting new things, that's something that you'll have to face, but you'll become accustomed to it and you'll get tons of experience from that. So it's really useful in this environment today that you get to change very quickly. So that's a plus for you. And then the famous question, what do you do? Like, what do you do in life? When I get asked this question, I always take the situation into consideration. Because if I'm at a friend's party, or if I'm at a networking event for my job, I'm not necessarily going to say the same answer. So I try to focus on the main points that I want to come across, that I want to share with people, and the reason why I'm present in the activity. So if I'm with my friends, I might talk more about my paintings and my writing, because that's what I want them to know. And I want them to tell me if they have friends that could help me putting out my work. And if I'm more in a job event, then of course I'm going to start talking about my job first. I'm going to do what I'm there for, like making my company shine and doing like what I'm there for. But if I see connection with the person I'm meeting and we start sharing things about our life, then I'm gonna feel free to share my other passions too, because you never know, like one person knows another person and knows another person, and that's how you get breakthroughs. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.